Welcome, everyone, to Talented Universe on the NDB Media Network. This is I can't believe it, the 20th day of November, 2025. And this is our first of two podcasts today with vertical actors. So we are very happy about that. And first, I'd like to introduce my two co-hosts today. Liz, how are you dealing with cold weather where you are?
I'm loving it. It's not cold enough for me.
Well, that's good. Marcia, how are you doing?
Hey. Well, I'm great. I'm here in Northeast Florida. It's not super cold like where you are, but I'm happy to be a little cool. It's getting toward the end of the year. Can you believe it? And I
No.
am thrilled to be here today with our special guest. I get to introduce her, Elaine Auburn. Hi, Elaine.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. Delighted to be here.
And you are, since we're talking about weather, you are in LA right now. And how
Yes.
is the weather there? We've been hearing some interesting things.
Yes, we are indeed having interesting weather. It is getting darker again, and we are expecting heavy rain for the next 2 days, which is quite unusual for Los Angeles, and it's in the 50s, and to me, that is
Wow.
cold. But hey, on the positive side, maybe
Yeah.
with all the heavy rain recently, we won't get the fires. Fingers crossed.
Oh, you always look on the bright side, right?
Yes, you got it.
Well, yeah. And so we are here. I know mainly people are here for your work in the verticals or mobisodes of what they're calling it now. But now you are also, we talked about a producer, and you have been in casting as well.
Very minimally.
Uh-huh.
So yes, you must have done some research on IMDb. Very good, very good. Yeah, so the producing was really when I was involved with Girls in Focus on a more active basis. It's a
Yeah.
nonprofit that supports young girls who want to enter the entertainment business from, all aspects. So we had a summer program. We still host that every summer, and they would come in physically engage in writing, directing, producing, acting, all of the above. And the idea is really because there's still a disparity in the film industry between the different genders, and so we feel that by empowering youth from a young age and get them insights in and some connection into the film business, perhaps it will make their lives easier once they you know become
Mhm.
full-time in this
Mhm.
business. And in terms of the casting, because I'm bilingual, I was helping one of the productions out with finding someone who can speak the language. So those are
Oh,
not necessarily my
me.
like I yeah, like I am by no means an expert in either of those things.
But you're continuing to explore options in your career as well.
Right on. Options are good, and exploring is wonderful. I think having a curiosity and the capacity to be open to opportunities and trying different things. If I were to tell other actors or other creatives, I think that's a great thing because when you're exposed to different aspects, you realize when you get on set that, wow, like this person's job is hard. And you have that appreciation. And hopefully, then you become more respectful of everyone's job and what they bring to the table.
Hmm. Yeah, and Michael is right. I do like to go in the Wayback Machine, so I take a coin and I put it in the Wayback Machine. So take us back to where you first thought about seriously becoming an actress.
Oh, um, that's not as way back as you imagine it.
Hmm.
um, I did start out quite young as a child actress, but um, I had never at that point thought of it as a career, as something, oh my gosh, I would love to do for the rest of my life. And Liz, you might appreciate this, especially when I was living in San Francisco back in around 2014, I think. I lived across from a studio, and I was like, oh, they have classes. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to get back in acting classes and just see what it is like doing this, as an adult? And I did, and I still loved it. And then decided, okay, let's just get my feet wet first with some, commercials, industrials, just easy, lighter stuff. And then I was also at that point doing more modeling as well.
Mm.
Um, and then it was probably 2016, around 2016. So it actually is still like almost 10 years ago.
It is.
Just yesterday,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yesterday. I realized, so in Northern California, um, the opportunities are more in the commercial side, uh, whereas if you want to do more theatrical
Mm.
um, acting, it's really more LA based, or the rest of the country
Mm.
now, Atlanta and New York and so forth. And so I was thinking to myself, well, if the jobs are not coming to me, well, let me go to the jobs. And I
Mm.
made that big move to La La Land, and I've been here since.
Hmm. Now, one of the verticals that you've been in, that I watched even before you were going to come on the show, is "Kiss Me One
Ah.
Last Time,"
Mhm.
with where you played. I think you played a nurse. Yeah, with Richard Trotter and uh, Hannah.
Was I a gossipy one?
Yes.
That was, yeah.
And so when you approached, because you played a lot of medical professionals in some in your roles, is that something that when you get a role like that, you went and looked at other, how does a nurse or doctor or or did you just bring Elaine to it?
Well, I probably watched enough Grey's Anatomy to certainly have some clue. But honestly, when it comes to comedy, especially for me, my friends have always said like, "You funny," like, and I don't necessarily realize that I'm funny. I'm like, okay, well then, if I'm funny, then I'll just jump in and do my thing.
Hmm.
Um, And it's very interesting you picked that vertical because after the shoot, the director actually said, "Oh, now I know you can do comedy," even though verticals typically are less comedic leaning, um,
Mm.
shall we say? But he's like, "Oh, okay, well, I can, I'll think about you when I have something that's more comedic."
Ah,
Like,
see,
oh, okay,
expanding your
cool, cool.
options.
Oh, I love comedies, y'all. Like, that's just, we need more laughter. So,
Hmm. Before I hand it back to Michael, a little comedy, little sketch I saw you in where you had a role like you can't handle the fruit. You were eating fruit.
oh, yeah. Well, it's combining my foodie inclination with
With-
acting. Yeah.
So did you write that segment, or was that contemporary? Was that extemporaneous, or?
It was a collaboration
Mhm.
with some friends. It's always fun to
Yeah.
play with your actor friends.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Yeah, I have two comments from people. Just going to throw them up here. Glenn Dunn's Wheeler Productions. Here and
Oh, thank
excited for
you.
Elaine. I hope I said that right. When it's all mashed together, I can't. It's hard sometimes. And we have another one too from Alexander Departey. I love hearing your story,
Oh,
Elaine. You have such enthusiasm.
oh, thank you. And actually, thank you for our lovely hosts and your platform for giving actors a chance to share their passion. And thank you, everyone who is joining us live, as well as thanks in advance for everybody who will watch later. I appreciate you all. And just a little FYI, Glenn Dunswella. He is a very talented filmmaker himself, and we
Oh, okay.
collaborated.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Cool. And just to shout out some more, we have a like on Facebook from Greg Teff. Greg, thank you. He's one of our co-hosts that
Oh, thank
has
you,
to
Greg.
work today. You know how that goes. So, but
Fair
I'll
enough.
hand this over to Liz now.
Okay. Actually, I want to touch on a couple things that you kind of just brushed on a little bit. As far as when you got into acting and different things, I hear you have kind of a quote unquote Hollywood movie type introduction into acting that you were like discovered by a studio executive or something. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, so thank you for asking that. This is the Wayback Machine
Yep.
take two. The So when I was little, I did quite a number of like competition for like speech and storytelling, and it was at one of these competitions where one of the studio exec asked my parents if I would like to come into the studio. And I was surprised that my parents actually said yes, because, conservative Asian parents.
Yeah.
And I was very fortunate to be able to, actually act for a number of years before my parents were like, okay, this is way too much work, because both my parents were working. And so, to have to, take your kid back and forth to the studio and, still do all the many, many other activities that, I have, what they have, just became, a bit of a challenge. But I was definitely very thankful. I had a lot of fun. And I think it just kind of stayed in me, even though, like I was saying, earlier with Masha's question, that like I didn't think of it as a career. I think as a kid, I just thought, well, this is kind of fun to do. Hey, less homework, more play, all for it. Um, and then thankfully it kind of, made its way around, later on in my life, that I'm like, wow, I'm really blessed to do it twice.
That's really cool in a way that you kind of just explained that. And a little birdie in my ear has been whispering this to me for a while, saying, "We know that, of course, you are a remarkable actress. You've done modeling. You've done a lot of side projects and voiceover modeling and all sorts of things, including being a host. But this little birdie has been telling me that you had a chance to interview what I think is one of the all-time extreme amazing actors of all time, and that was Robert De Niro."
Well, thanks for bringing that little memory up. Yes, and so it was when I first got to LA, I really didn't quite know exactly how LA works. And I was very thankful that somehow I landed hosting gigs for red carpet hosting, red carpet interviewing. And one of my assignments was at this event, and the buzz was supposed to be, Robert De Niro is going to show up. And I was lined up with, all the other interviewers and photographers, and, it's all packed. And everybody around me, who have been in the business doing hosting and, event photography for much, much longer. And they're like, he's not going to show, and, all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't know. It would be awesome. And otherwise we'll hang out together, and it is awesome too. And suddenly everybody got quiet. And then all the flashes started going off. And I was thinking to myself, I guess that means Mr. De Niro is here. Now, lucky for me, or not lucky for me, my videographer just went to the bathroom. And so I was like, uh-oh. How am I supposed to do this? And of course, I still want to do this, because it's like, hey, once in a lifetime kind of chance. Like, you're lined up already, you have a spot, like you're ready to go. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just wing it. And I literally selfie interviewed him. It may very well be Mr. De Niro's only selfie interview ever. So
no, that's definitely adapting and overcoming and doing,
Good job.
So I got the footage, but it was just slightly like, oh, okay, like what to do. That was very cool, and like he seemed to be a very nice person. Too. So he made it easy.
Yeah, I've heard from other people that he is a very nice, kind of laid back person as far as understanding things. Getting into your vertical world, what exactly made you choose to go into verticals? Because I know you were involved with Dhar Mann Studios for a while.
Yes, I still when they call me for a veil, I absolutely still very much enjoy working with that studio. And if I may take a moment to say why that is, if for those of you who don't know, Dhar Mann Studios, they produce a lot of I would say age appropriate content for the younger audience. And I love that, because my nieces and nephews can watch, and you feel like they can be part of what you do.
It also gives you good moral fiber going through it too.
Yes. So it's very, the stories are always very positive, uplifting, and kind of like good things happen to good people type situation. And I always love a heartwarming type story. So hopefully, continue to collaborate with them further. In terms of your question about how I chose vertical, how I got into vertical, the vertical world, I don't know if I chose them or they chose me. Because so when I was self-submitting, thankfully you can do that now for actors, and for those who are not in the acting world, it's almost like self-submitting for a job. So you go to these job sites and you submit. And so I started seeing these interesting posting, and there was one in particular that caught my eye, and I can't tell you whether it was my very first one that I ever submitted to, but it ended up being the first one that I booked. And the reason why I remembered it, because it was werewolves, and it says doctor. And I was thinking to myself, so I've done a number of doctor roles before, but I was not able to get footage because they were more like industrial training videos and so forth. And I was like, well, I can keep saying that I play a doctor and tell agents that I play a doctor. It would be easier, in this industry, especially to show you play a doctor. And I'm like, well, what the heck? I'm just going to try it. Maybe I can get some footage out of it and, have a fun day. And especially when it says werewolf, I was thinking to myself, am I a werewolf as a doctor, or am I a human doctor? Like I couldn't quite figure out like what that all meant. And I also didn't understand at that point, that it's shot vertically as opposed to sideways. Because I think if I remember, they just listed the platform. And to me, because I haven't been exposed to the various platforms, I didn't know what that platform mean. Like it didn't mean anything to me. And I submitted it. I got the role. And that was the beginning of it all.
Wow. Okay. I think that's kind of cool the way that you just said that, and you answered one of the questions I was going to ask you between vertical and horizontal acting, how you found that. So it's kind of cool that you mentioned that as well. I think one of the first things I saw you in, and we have to go in Marsha's Wayback Machine on this one, I think was in 2015. I am a huge person of I like to go to sleep listening to like crime stories and different things like that. And you were in I think it was the first episode of The Day I Almost Died, and you played, I believe it was a nurse in a.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember if that was 2015, 2016. But that's the first time that I saw you, and then coming up with this interview, knowing that you had played a nurse or a doctor in so many of these other roles following through. Do you find it that you're being stereotyped into this role because you are Asian? And that's kind of what the industry is looking for?
That's a great question about stereotyping. I do think I am being stereotyped, but I'm so happy to be stereotyped too, because number one, as a sidebar, my parents wanted to have a doctor in the family, and
there you go.
Play one on TV.
They got this instead, so they can sort of kind of say, "Hey, we have a TV doctor." So that actually makes my mom especially happy that I play medical roles. And to me, the thing with typecasting, stereotyping, for actors, I remember a wise person once said, typecasting is still casting and you're being cast, right? You have this wonderful opportunity to be on set, to play with others, to share your passion, do the thing you love. So that's, good for me getting stereotyped and typecast. And I think too, like, what a privilege to play medical professionals without having to go through 7 years of school and however many years of training and stuff, and I hope I do a decent job representing, the day-to-day lives of medical professionals. So I find it to be absolutely a privilege to do so.
Well, hey, we can have your next role be on Grey's Anatomy as Meredith's surprised other sister, considering there's so many sisters all in the whole thing. So that would work.
Marsha, that would be awesome.
Marsha, I'm going to hand it either to you or to Michael, and I do have some more questions for you later. So,
go ahead, Marsha.
Oh, okay. Well, to tag on to your many roles as a doctor, nurse, I also saw you were a pack healer in one of. So I really that really piqued my curiosity on how that was presented to you as a role.
Yeah, great question.
It was Chasing Kiara.
Yes. Oh, that was a lovely one, by the way. Yes. So when I saw that breakdown, I kind of my memory bank kind of went back to the first Werewolf Doctor one, and I'm like, oh, I got this. I've done this. And to my delight, though, when I got to set, they had the most beautiful costume. I really wanted to take that costume home. Um, kudos to the wardrobe ladies. Yeah, and it really was quite a contrast with the first one that I did for Werewolf Doctor, where I was more like the human doctor. This one, I felt more like, wow, I really belong to this pack, to this werewolf pack. And it was also just a little add on. The production was such a delight to work with. I just highly recommend them. Certain all productions are not equal, and some producers are just exceedingly organized. They're very respectful, and also very communicative. I think as actors, we just so appreciate. I appreciate, when that happens. So yeah, really enjoyed working with them, and that whole cast and crew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when everybody has their particular side talents that they that they have, and I noticed that one of yours is karate. And do you enjoy when you're able to bring one of your side skills into a role?
Oh, the skills clips, as they have us, put them on our acting
Mm-hmm.
profiles. Oh, absolutely, because that's another thing that you're like, oh, I can add a little flavor to what I bring together. There was actually a photo shoot that I did that was actually karate related. It was literally like
Oh,
breaking
I saw
boards
that,
and,
I
and
think.
such.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very fun because you
Mm-hmm.
are merging like two interests together.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I would say like, you know, other things, um, other skills that I appreciate so much, when I get the opportunity to do so. For example, because I speak Cantonese,
Yes.
um, some of my favorite projects in terms of I feel like I may have made an impact, um, or actually public service announcements in Cantonese, because it's not everybody has that skill, and to be able to assist people who might not understand English that well to get the services that they need, that's very fulfilling to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one little fun side skill that you put these people put these things on their resumes and people read them. So I understand that you can sing "Happy Birthday" in Italian.
Oh, the Italian happy birthday. Actually, a funny story you guys might appreciate. So when I was living in San Francisco, I joined this because we have Little Italy and a big Italian community. It's in the area, and I joined this Italian language class. Now, the first day, the instructor Joanna said, you guys should form study groups to help you learn the language. And a group of us, got together, and we're like, sure, we'll form a study group. And because class was at, I think, maybe 7:30 in the evening. And so we're like, oh, and it's right in Little Italy where you have all the restaurants like around
Mm.
there. And so we're like, okay, who is into like grabbing some dinner before class? Everybody. And so we mostly learned to eat Italian food. and not so much the actual language, except our instructor, Joanna, she loved infusing, different like cultural aspects, and we'll watch movies, we'll, listen to the opera. And one of the things she taught us was to sing happy birthday in Italian. So there you go.
And branching off of that whole food idea, your handle is a hungry
You dare, Marcia.
actress, which is, and you've already talked about food, so you got to tell us where that came from.
So the cliche is like starving actors, and I'm like, well, I'm not starving, but I am, pretty much, constantly hungry. And I just thought the double meaning of like physically hungry, because I'm a snacker. I like to, just constantly nibble on something. And the fact that I am hungry to work, just kind of like, oh, that seems to work for me. Again, kind of like just bringing different aspects of myself in that handle.
And it makes you smile, actually, when you look at it. It's, you think, oh, I want to know more about this person.
Well, it makes my day that you say that. It's wonderful. Like I am a strong believer that sharing joy and sharing happiness with people. So I think that's awesome if that brings you a little smile.
Well, and I don't know, Michael, do you want to go or?
Well, yeah, let me just throw up. Some people made some other comments later. When we were talking before, I'm trying to remember what it was about. When you were talking about some of your stories at the beginning,
Yes.
Glenn Dunswillow Productions said you said it right, and then he said thanks, because I think you said what he did, so that was what that was. And then Jay World said, wow, LOL, love these stories, Elaine. Amazing wealth of expertise and experience. So talented.
Thank you.
And before I get go to the last rounds of interrogations for you, you kind of said a little bit of it, but I'm going to expand. I'm sure you heard the question I ask all of the vertical drama guests, or did you miss that? Well, I ask it differently for different people, but I will just be straightforward with you. After you did that first vertical that you booked, you came back and you said to people, I was in a vertical drama, and they gave you a funny looking face, didn't know what you were talking about. How did you explain it to them?
Great question. In fact, I still get that question from others.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Last person we had on that we asked this, he said, I got 2 of those questions today.
There you go. Right on. The way I try to explain it is it's like daytime soap opera, but turned sideways. That's kind of the most succinct way that I can think of to explain it. And then if that isn't clear enough, I might just show them like, okay, here is an example of what it looks like, and explain some of the platforms if they want to go deeper into like, well, where do I watch it and all that. So it requires just a little bit of explanation. I do feel that because it has grown so much as a genre, we might be kind of at the cusp of like eventually like Hallmark will start making them, and Netflix and so forth. I'm, to be honest, personally surprised that Hallmark hasn't done that. When I was on the latest one that was just released, it was a Someone Loved is Never Lost. I think that's the title. With Richard and Piper and so forth. And it was such a heartwarming movie, a Christmas miracle type movie. I was like, oh my gosh, like Hallmark, where are you? And when they start doing that, it will continue to open up more opportunities to actors. So yeah, I think we might be kind of getting to that saturation point that it could truly blow up.
Okay, the last question before I'm going to go over to Liz is Isaac 1628. I'm not sure. Would love to hear what's been your favorite role so far. Now I'm going to open it up. It doesn't have to be a vertical. It can be anything that you have
Okay.
done. Because yes, you're here for verticals, but as you can see, we talk about everything. So.
Yes, you do. I love it. Oh my goodness, it's like picking your favorite child. It's
yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah,
that's such a tough one.
Top three. I'll change it to top three, maybe.
I would say in the vertical world, I think recency kind of keeps it top of mind. So I did very much enjoy playing Dr. Sue in Someone Loved Is Never Lost, because I got to play with Piper, who is such a talented young actress. Fabulous work. And so every time you get to work with young actors, it's such a joy. They just bring that innocence and happiness and carefree attitude to the whole production. And I also just love the fact that I chose to play her probably honestly a little more sympathetic than what the writer intended, and the director was okay with it. So I was very happy, because that's just more the way I saw the role. And then I briefly mentioned before that some of the public service announcements, even though they're not technically a role, I just took pride in doing them, because I feel like it's actually a useful service to the community. And then I love animation. So Glenn, you'll be happy to know that I really loved playing Kay for you. And an animated film. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for asking.
Oh, there you go. Liz.
Well, that actually question just led into one of my questions I was going to ask you, because
that's what I figured. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you probably heard me giggling under my breath.
Yes, I did. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think it was perfect the way she just led into it. I know that
you've
done some animation work before. And I know that predominantly, because you do speak Cantonese, if it would be a animation type, would you be willing to do it like how we have right now a lot of Japanese animation through Miyazaki's work, and it has come here to the United States, and then it's been done by English actors? Would you be willing to do something from China in Cantonese, and then maybe also dub it for English work?
Oh, it's funny you asked that question, Liz. So I was literally just in Japan and watching some of their shows on TV when I was chilling after going on a day trip and looking around and whatnot. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to dub some Asian shows into English and spread that wealth and joy, so whether it's Japanese, Chinese, or Korean, to the US and to the English speaking population, and especially animation children's shows. Those get me very excited because it's just they're like happy and fun and cute. So yes,
I think that'd be so amazing for you. And I actually co-host another show on for different times, and we do everything that's Japanese. But with one of the things that we have found when we're doing this, if you watch it in the straight Japanese artistry and the voice acting that's done, they get the inflections right of what it's supposed to be per the Asian culture. But when it's dubbed over into, the English voices, they're missing a lot of that inflection or maybe meaning behind it. And I think somebody like you who has a very even balance of both languages and understanding could bring it across into English perfectly fine with the same inflections and nuances that's needed for that. So I'd be very interesting to see what you decide to do in the future with this, and would love to see more. But
Oh, thank you for saying that. Yes,
oh yeah,
thank you.
it's so fun to actually see that. But I'm going to kind of sidetrack onto food here for a minute. Um, I know that you love dim sum. What
Yes.
would you think would be the top three places that you have found for dim sum?
Boy. Um, so I I will go back to kind of your part of the world, Liz. Yang in San Francisco is,
Mm-hmm. I've eaten
yeah, yeah,
very good. My
yes.
my daughter who's 20 now, um, she was raised. She didn't eat what was normally known here in the United States. The chicken and the steaks and all that. She grew up on Asian
Mm,
food completely, both Japanese and Chinese. And we
mm.
would take her to a restaurant. It's called Hong Kong Flower that was in Burlingame.
Oh
And
yes,
unfortunately,
yes, yes,
you know, and
yes, yes.
I I remember one time because it was so cool because we were in there and everybody's looking at us because my daughter was blonde and they're all looking like, okay, because this is a full on, as you well know, Chinese restaurant for, the Asian culture. And they're looking at her. And I had one lady come by, and of course, she couldn't speak a word of English. And I loved her. And she's like, baby, eat that. And she was eating, it was either chicken feet or duck tongue. And I'm like, yes, watch her.
Oh, okay.
And she wasn't even a year old then, but she was, I'd taken, of course, the bones off and all.
Wow.
But unfortunately, they are
Nice.
no longer in business. They went out of business, I think, with
No.
COVID. Yeah,
Oh
we tried to find
no.
out a couple of years ago we were going to go down, and I had called ahead, and they're out of business. And it was
Oh,
one of
I'm
my
so sad to
favorite
hear
restaurants.
that.
I
Oh,
know. They did so
oh
well.
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, anyways, back to
Oh,
the question
so
I was asking
You
you.
ruined
okay,
her
well, yes,
day,
yes.
Liz.
I didn't mean to. It ruined mine when I found out. I swear, it's one of the best restaurants in San Francisco area.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Wait, I gave you one. I really enjoy Din Tai Fung, even though it's not, I guess, like traditionally like dim sum in the sense like that like Cantonese dim sum
Mhm.
would be like. But oh my goodness, their dumplings, the skin is so thin. I don't know how they do it. It's like magic. And I think they probably put like unicorn tears inside or something. It's very tasty. Um, and a third one, to be honest, like uh I feel like it would have been like ones that I've been to like in Toronto or Hong Kong or Vancouver, and I just can't tell you a name. Those cities just they have amazing food slash dim sum. Um, so yeah,
I get
one
that.
day I will come up the name.
um, one thing, I mean, have you tried the adventurous side of eating different things? And if so, what was the most adventurous thing you've ever eaten?
Whew, wow, this is a tough one because I can't say I'm nearly as adventurous as your daughter in terms of specific food. I had chicken feet before, but it's not my top thing um, to eat. But I had some. I would say I had some game products.
Hmm?
I think I had. It might be emu in Australia or
Emu was quite
ostrich. No, no, I think
was
ostrich.
ostrich. Yeah, ostrich burger. Yeah, They're actually quite good, and they're fairly lean. They're not
Yes,
as
yes,
fatty as some of the American, or BC
yes.
cows are.
If I remember correctly, it wasn't gamey either. It was just
No, it's not.
flavorful to me. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think that I would call that my food adventure.
this is your adventurous one. Well, you know what? I really wanted to say I thank you so much for taking your time to, spend some time with us. This has been thoroughly enjoyable. I've absolutely loved every minute of it. So, Marcia, I'm going to send it over to you.
Well, you'll have piqued my imagination. I can imagine you two creating this imaginative dinner buffet with all kinds of interesting things that I would not eat,
Ooh,
but would love to look
Oh,
at.
Marcia.
yum.
But yes, that stirred my imagination. But what also stirred my imagination about you, Elaine, is that I understand that um, where I might imagine space and through Star Trek and that kind of thing, that you have an interest in outer space as an astronaut, perhaps. Hmm.
Oh, that makes me so happy to talk about it. By the way, NASA, sure.
Hmm.
You're ready.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I love space and aviation. And I don't even know how, like, to be honest, if we go back to the time machine, because we don't have a pilot in the family or anything like that. Um, and I felt like it was back from visiting DC, Michael, your neck of the wood, to the Air and Space Museum, and it was just
The
like
one by Dulles or the one downtown or both?
Dulles. Well, actually, I
Yeah,
did both, but Dulles was
Dulles
like,
is,
oh, Disneyland. It
yeah.
was totally Disneyland to me. And
And did you hear the news? They're probably going to be
yes.
expanding that.
Oh, are
Oh,
they?
I'm
Oh,
coming to
wow.
Yeah,
visit. Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
It's going to be
Please.
several years, but they were talking now that they're going to expand it and put in more aircraft.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh,
awesome.
please. Oh, I'm so excited. So yeah, Marsha, I would love to be an astronaut or a NASA scientist or a pilot or something in that vein. So yeah, like that is on my bucket list. So all of those producers, writers out there, love to be doing that with you.
So if you can't actually get on one, you can play one, a role for one, like you did the doctor. You can give that to your parents. You give the doctor to the parents. Now you give space astronaut for yourself.
Yes. Oh, that would
Marcia,
be
we need to get her
delightful.
on the next arc.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
right. So and so what keeps you motivated as you have you're going forward in your career? What are some of the things that keep you excited about acting?
Mm. Um, I think just is a great question, and I would answer it in a way that it's just what maybe more generally what keeps me motivated, um, to try new things, do my
Mhm.
work and so forth in life. I I think we're so blessed to have whatever time that we have, um, and no one knows when the clock is done and you check
Mhm.
out. And to have this gift of finding what you love, and have the opportunities to do that and share that, and hopefully, maybe in doing so, make a difference somewhere in someone's life. Um, I think to me that is very motivating. Um, just to be able to get up every day and do that and share that. Um, yeah.
Thank you. And again, I want to mention your work with Girls in Focus because that kind of ties in, to see you working with young ladies is totally
Yeah.
amazing. And I appreciate that so much. And
Yeah. And then let me do a plug too on a nonprofit that I'm also working with called Youth Creating Change. And it's an ongoing, contest for young people, both boys, girls, non-gender specific, to submit creative work, whether it's a poem, a drawing, a film, a song, and is usually guided by a specific topic. So, an example would be, what do you wish your parents knew? And these are questions that young people perhaps struggle with
yeah,
on a regular basis. So
yes.
it's very good for them to have a channel to express and to share. Um, so yeah, it's
Well,
very
thank
worthwhile.
you. And echoing Liz, thank you for joining us. We've enjoyed your visit immensely, and
Oh,
hopefully you'll keep us in your thoughts and maybe visit again.
Yes.
oh, you guys are very kind, and I enjoy this immensely. You guys make it so fun and light and easy and happy.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you, was there anything else you wanted to add? But I think you just did. But is there anything else you might have forgotten that you wanted to bring up before we close, or
Something coming up,
Mm.
maybe?
something coming up that you can talk about, or you're going to steal Marsha's Wayback
Ah.
Machine or something like that?
Oh, that would be fun. Let's just do a movie about that. The
Ooh.
Wayback Machine. Yeah. So nothing quite yet since I took a little break. So kind of getting back into things now that I'm back.
Hmm.
Um, and I would just say like, yeah, love to certainly get back into the vertical world, more comedies, hopefully, to Liz's point, maybe some animation and dubbing and, maybe a little more print lifestyle print work too. I kind of miss working one-on-one with photographers on a smaller set as well. So these are all like, on my little short-term wish list. And of
Hmm.
course, most important of all, as Marsha noted, roles in the astronaut or
There you
pilot
go.
kind of type world. And I want to just like honestly, like truly thank you all for hosting and making this platform available for actors to share their voice and other creatives to share their voice, and for all those who are watching now and watching later, much appreciated.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for coming. We do have, as I said, we've got a second show in about one more hour from now at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Erin McGinnis will be on with us, and we're excited to hear what she has to say.
Mhm.
So, on behalf of everyone at Talented Universe, NDB Media, and all of its affiliated other shows that cover lots of topics, thank you everyone for coming, and we'll see you again next time. Bye bye.